Good morning, 7 o'clock. It's just started to rain, which is lovely. I thought today I'd give you a bit of a Campervan Life insight, or at least my version of it, as I'm kind of moving on today from the campsite. So yeah, just woken up. I will slowly get ready, get up and go for a wash once the rain's passed, and then have breakfast and then pack up the van and head on. No, I don't want to see that in the mirror. So my hold all of goodies, which is basically just wash bag and towels. That's, well, just in case, you never know. Haven't needed it this far. In terms of the places I've been to, well supplied. Not that I haven't used it. So yeah, towels, flannel, goodie bag. Good to go for the washroom. One of the compromises I have to make being in this sort of van is that I don't have a toilet. Well, I could have a toilet installed in one of the cupboards, but I'm trying to see how I get on without that first. So whilst I'm waiting for the rain to abate, I'm going to clean up this mess. So I just sleep in a sleeping bag, which is nice and large, nice and warm, and then just have one pillow. I probably should have bought a second one, but that's done enough. And then I'm just on a, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is just a foam mattress that folds away as well, and then you've got the rocker seat underneath. Now, one of the things I have to do is put this back, because this is the back seats folded down, so I have to, there's a little handle down here which is a bit flimsy for something so important, so I just have to wiggle forward on that. The only way you see to be able to do it is to wiggle on the bum. You can't do it any other way. I've tried, and either lifts the whole thing up or it hurts your back or whatever, so it is what it is. And then I just put this cover on here. This doesn't come with the van, so it's just a seat underneath. Doesn't come with it, and there's a strap under here. Pull on that, use the force, and the seat comes up. And because you've got this then void behind where the seats are, it's handy to store things that I would normally put in the boot, like my rucksack. So I put that back on the bed, and then back to the, let me just show you, back to this, I don't know how well you can see it, but just here. So I just do that, there we go, and shimmy all the way as far back as it goes. You can have it obviously anywhere. I just have it the first way back because it gives you a nice room here, and then you've got full room to get to the rest of the kitchen. So, still raining. I might have to make a break for it. So that's me back from the washroom, looking a bit more of a respectable human. Next part I do is get changed, which obviously you don't want to see. So yeah, we're going to skip this part. Suffice to say, I've got all the bits and bobs I need clothes-wise in this handy little drawer. Excuse that's dirty washing. All my clothes are in this drawer here. So yeah, and that's again why I've got the roof popped up open. I don't normally have it, especially at the moment when it's been so windy, but the wind has calmed down last night and it gives me that headroom, so that's what I'll do. But before I do get changed, what I will do is just show you that view once more, because well, you'll see why. So don't want to open and close, open it all the way. What a view to wake up to, eh? Right, next thing to do is to de-blind, which I've done in the back, but now just to do the front. They're a little bit different and a little bit more complicated. Well, say complicated. I've got these ones on the front passenger and driver's door, which is basically just a cloth with magnets in it, and that's on both sides. And then, which actually do a good job of keeping out the light, to be fair. And then these are slide blinds, but they're all pinned in here and here, and then you just put the visor down to stop any light getting in, which works for the most part. I mean, it hasn't caused me any issues, but if you're really sensitive to light, it probably won't work. But you can see from other people around, like in the one beside me, they've got a wrap round at the front, which I might do because it helps keep the condensation out, because once I bring these back, it will be steamed up as anything. Bits and bobs are laid out ready for breakfast, but how am I going to prepare it? Well, I've got 3 units here. You call them a fridge in here, so all my fridge goodies in there, which actually keeps it really nice and cool. And 2 hobs, so I'm going to need that for doing both my porridge and tea. I need to turn the gas on, so under here is a switch. Let's see. That way, and then the final one is the sink, so I'll need that to fill up the kettle. A nice little bowl there. It's removable, so I don't really use it. I try not to use it as much as I can, just because it's difficult to clean and I don't want to get any nasty smells down in the drain that fill out the van. So I've read from reviews and videos and things like that, so I try not to use it where I can, and once I'm done I will go to the dishwasher area that I've probably already shown you and do it there in a better, proper area, but I'm not going to show you that because you know what washing up looks like. It's the bane of everyone's life, so I'm not going to try and bore you too much with the stuff in this video today. So yeah, I'm going to fill up the kettle and start cooking on gas. So breakfast and cup of tea is made, table is in the eating position, and now I just get to sit, eat it and watch the world go by. Right, everything outside is now put away. I would normally do that last, but I saw an incoming shower, as is the theme for this trip. So I thought I'll do that first before I get absolutely soaked. I think it's ended up going out to the sea anyway, so I missed it, but I'd rather have done that and then not ended up staying dry, not getting wet. So today is going to be more of a drive and turn up and explore places. What I will just do also is show you the plan for today. So I said I'm going to be kind of stopping off on places as I go. I'm currently at Trethuit Farm Caravan and Motorhome Club campsite, which is in, I think the actual place is Trethevi, but it's not far from Tintagel. So I'm going to be moving up there, and my next campsite for the last 2 nights of my trip are going to be by Ilfracombe, another Caravan and Motorhome Club campsite, because I'm a member, so it only makes sense. So I'm just going to show you where we are and the route for today. So I've taken up the entire van with the map. So here we are currently, so just by Tintagel. Excuse all the scribbles, I've kind of been tracing the route that I've been taking on this trip. So we'll be going here from where that cross is, and then I'm going to be taking this coastal route. I'm going to avoid the A roads because I don't want to be passing by everywhere. I want to try and see and explore everywhere. So I'm going to be taking the coast road as much as I can, all the way up the coast past Bude, and then following it all the way round in through Bideford and carry up all the way round into Devon, and then I'll be at Ilfracombe even, and I think my campsite's here around Trimstone, so not far from Wilton Beach. Rubes. Whew. You might have seen a bit of that on camera because I think I caught some of it, but I just came up the steepest hill. I was not expecting that. I had to do it twice because one guy he refused to reverse, even though I was telling him that it was such a steep hill that I couldn't do it. I was really struggling to do it. The first time was okay because I had momentum to go up, but once I'd gone back down, I knew it was on a hairpin. Ruby, bless her, was really struggling. She's an automatic, so it's difficult to do it. I probably could have switched into manual, but you get things like the traction control and braking assist and all that kicks in, even with trying to turn it off. So I had to kind of fall down, go right down around the side and back up, and it was, yeah, shaking a little bit because the adrenaline was really kicking in because that was tough, and she was scraping along and all sorts. So I'm glad that's over, I hope, for now. Well, that very kind gentleman in his motorhome saw me park up and tried to get into a spot that wasn't there, and he said, "I'm now leaving, you can have mine." But he was a bit worried about getting out, but we worked together and managed to get him out so I could get in, and everyone's happy. But yeah, a bit of mayhem in the queue. There was a guy gawking at the front of my bumper, and given the mishap on the hill, I thought I'd scraped the bumper or scratched it or it was coming off or something, but I've looked and no issue. So sorry, I should take this off really when talking to camera. So it's fine. So it's all a bit of an ordeal. I'm here now in park, so I'm going to go enjoy Bude as much as I can because I'm not giving up on it. Right, let's see what else we can see in the rain. Not today, Bude. I gave it my best. I'm sure you're lovely, but it's just not worth getting absolutely soaked for. So I'll try again another time. Sorry. campsite to get to. The only good thing to come out of Byford for me was fish and chips, so I'm going to have that now quickly at this lovely quayside. This bit's nice, the quayside. The rest is no, not for me. The fish isn't too bad, but the batter is a bit anemic and not so crunchy. It's very soft and a bit wet, and some of the chips are still a bit frozen on the bottom as well. So yeah, another disappointment, unfortunately, from Byford. I didn't really give it a great opportunity, but from what I saw in first impressions, it wasn't for me. But I do cook in the van. I have cooked on this trip several times, but as I said, I've still got a campsite to get to, so this makes it easier. It's no more expensive than if I went to the supermarket to buy different ingredients, which I wouldn't all use because I'm just cooking for one. So yeah, it just makes it a bit easier for today. Otherwise, I would cook, but a bit of a cheap meal for today. So there we go, another day in the books. It's now 6:30. I've arrived at my campsite, which is Willingcott Caravan and Motorhome Club, which is partway between Ilfracombe and Woolacombe. I'm all set up. I've plugged in the electric, taken my bike off the bike rack, put up the top roof, filled the water, swiveled the chair, everything else like that. I'm not going to bother showing you because it's just the reverse of what I did this morning. I'm not going to bore you with that. But hopefully you found today or this video interesting. Because I know some people like to see what kind of how people do campervan life. Or this is my first proper trip, so this is not the what to do's and what not to do's. This is just how I'm doing it now. I'm learning it as I go. So hopefully you find that interesting. If you do, please let me know. And then the rest of the evening is just going to be getting washed up, freshened up. I've had tea, so that's done. Don't have to worry about that. Chilling out really, and yeah, relaxing. And on that note, I think tomorrow, which is my last full day on holiday before I travel back home to Norfolk, I'm going to have a day with no cameras, just by myself, exploring. There's a cycle network which goes right past the site, so I think I'm going to go on my bike again if it's not clogged with mud. I did clean it the other day. And head into Ilfracombe and Woolacombe and explore. So don't think there'll be much. There probably won't be any footage tomorrow. If there is something interesting that happens, I'll try and film it on my phone or something. But I'm going to leave all my cameras behind. And yeah, have a nice relaxing one before I have to go home and yeah, back to the nitty gritty in the rat race. So again, ramble over, and I will see you again soon. There is just one thing I forgot to show you, and that is the most important thing actually. Is this function here, interior monitoring, because if I leave that on and and then lock the van and then continue to go to be in the van and move around in the van and sleep in the van, as soon as I'm not sure if it's done by motion or by beams, but as soon as one of them beams is broken or I rock the van too much, the alarm goes off, and it's very ear-piercing, annoying alarm. There was someone at the campsite last night who set theirs off. I've set mine off before when I hired one, first thing in the morning, and I may have had a mishap this morning as well. When I was concentrating too much on the camera, I went to leave the vehicle forgetting that I don't know, I turned it all off, the interior monitoring. I had the van locked, but I tried to open the van when it was still locked, and that also set it off. Oh. So that is the most important thing to do before going to bed. The next day was a nice relaxing one to end the trip down to the southwest, even if it did involve cycling up two horrendous hills from Ilfracombe and Woolacombe, but it was definitely worth it, especially for the beach at Woolacombe. That must have been about a mile long and was just so relaxing, peaceful, and just beautiful scenery and beautiful views out to sea and the coast itself. But again, all things must end, unfortunately, and the day after that, day 11 of the trip, saw me going all the way back home to Norfolk, and what actually was quite a spectacular day weather-wise in the end for a change. Sod's law, that was really good weather at the end of the trip, but I'm definitely going to be going back to the southwest. It was my first time there this time, and I was just blown away by the scenery and the people and the things to see and do there, so I will definitely be back. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.